back up, but I don't know how fast. If it's not any faster, I'll run up and do
About 5-10 years, but they're covered.
Okay.
I wanted to introduce to you guys, Frank Patterson, but he's very much into water tests. Yeah. You had a report on that might be they have decided to don't.
All right.
Yard signs, don't spread on the road.
Jen.
I said,
Jen, I don't know, this is
water
the,
samples, and he's very active in the water samples. So that's, yeah.
Jen, you always check when you start video because it's there. And is it recording? Okay. All right.
Like, we're able to connect to
Yeah, Zoom's, yeah, that's, I mean, it's.
Okay, so if it does drop or whatever, I can run up and reset the Wi-Fi. But if you're able to connect, I'll leave it. It can, so what people really don't have to do, because if you're recording it with that, you can set it up to
Oh, in
auto.
theory, they have to fill out an exemption. So if I know it's coming.
I was recording it loud.
It's
just say my internet connection wasn't stable.
Actually, we have to fill out an assessment. There is.
We can try, but the problem is that that keeps dropping.
Like,
If it drops, it then, like I said, it's not a big deal. It's
it's fill out a form.
I'm trying to figure out where this camera is. Oh,
All in.
it's that one, okay, because I was just noticing it was pointing towards the ground.
Nothing makes
It's going up kind of close.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Maybe for delegates.
So we could,
Good.
and put it. What's
Well, they're
really
gonna wanna
important to us
hear.
is the cellar's finished in the same grade material as the upstairs. Yep, I took a class last week and they took our 2-3 weeks ago. And a finished basement for assessing is not a finished basement unless it's the same quality as well. So let's, right.
I'm not gonna record,
So,
I did say I'm gonna put it on table since she grabbed it, but I'll try to hop on my computer at least monitor that.
Okay.
But I'll set your computer in case I need.
Right, you get it.
Okay.
But that's what we're
All right.
looking for. Perfect. I don't need another system.
But if that's not it, like, you're gonna.
No.
If that doesn't like this.
Okay. All right, it's 7:01. We'll call the Town of Thurston September 2023 regular meeting to order. Remind you that the meeting is being recorded. So can you stand in the pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll begin this evening with public comment, and we'd like to keep it to 5 minutes per person and just state your name. Do you have any going on?
I'd like to say something. My name is Dr. Deb.
Yep.
And I was driving on one of the roads that was being worked on, and the new fourth guy sat in the grader on his phone. And I've heard a rumor that you guys are considering hiring the fourth guy permanently. And I'd like you just to consider what I said. It's a busy time. He has time to sit in the grader. What's he gonna do when there isn't a busy time? Just food for thought. Because I don't know where the money's gonna come from to do it anyhow. That's why we didn't hire the fourth person permanently in the first place.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Can you get a motion to close public comments? I will close.
Motion.
I make the motion. All seconds it. All in favor?
Right?
Okay. Next is action. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the August 16th, 2023 regular meeting?
A motion.
I make the motion. Jen seconds it. All in favor? Okay. Next, motion to pay the bills entered in on abstract number 9. The total on abstract number 9 from the general fund is $7,953.42. From the highway fund, it's $73,573.58. And from the T&A account, it's $157. Again, a motion to pay the bills. Noel makes the motion. Dan seconds it. All in favor? Aye. Okay. The next is go a little out of order this evening. I would like to start with old business that I would suspect most people aren't here to listen to reports. So I want to start this evening with upon discussion, there's been recent developments in the past week. Upon discussion with our attorneys, discussion with the board, we will be postponing a final vote on local law number 3 to some point. We will determine that date right now. The first thing I'd like to do is I would like to distribute. On Friday, we received the reply from the county planner as it relates to our local law. She disapproved it. I would like to share this with the public since Casella's attorney has already received a copy of it, so if we could just hand those out to that.
Yeah, thank you.
Would you want me to post that to the website as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got the attachment.
Yeah.
I'll just upload that to
Put
the
that to the website.
section, yeah. Wi-Fi. It looks, it's wishy-washy. I'm thinking we're getting like first.
Okay, so I'm not going to respond to her comments. We're going to, discuss with our attorneys to craft a response to this. The only thing I will state is certified testing is underway on Bonnie Hill. Since Ms. Big Pen, that was her big concern at our public hearing. We will, it has been made clear by Casella's attorneys that they will challenge our local law. So we have, we would like to modify the language, strengthen the findings statements to withstand the legal challenges that we will face. We also, this past week, I was contacted by Earth Justice, which is a non-for-profit environmental law organization. They're nationwide. They're they have an office in New York City, in New York State. We will be discussing, the board will be discussing, we will be going into executive session to discuss signing a retainer with them, and they will take over the litigation of our local law number 3. So it was upon their recommendation that we postpone the final vote this evening, and our town attorneys, well, Rachel and our co-counsel, Gary Abraham, agreed to that. I also, I just, want to make clear remind DEC, Kinsella, that in the interim, we will view any addition of Bay Park to the existing land spreading permit through a letter modification is a violation of our local law number 1, the moratorium, and we will issue a stop work order on that. Tim Walsh as well contacted me this afternoon to tell me that the name change from Dixon's Environmental to Casella Organics is complete. Actually, he couldn't tell me what the official name was. He said it's either Casella Organics or it's New England Waste Management Systems. He wasn't sure. And we might, this is possibly a transfer. This could possibly be a violation of a moratorium, but we will discuss this more with our lawyers. Is there any discussion by the board? Anything else like that?
I guess when we go into executive session, we probably, when we return from that, have a better idea of probably timeline, because I'm sure folks are going to wonder
Right.
what potentially this timeline could look like.
Right. So the retainer from Earth Justice I received an hour and a half ago. I printed copies. We will discuss that in an executive session. We can make a decision when we come out of if we decide to sign. They are suggesting what are minor changes. They want to strengthen the finding statement. Therefore, these are not major changes to our local law. They're anticipating they would have it done by October 2nd. So we could tentatively schedule a special meeting to hold the final vote October 4th. I mean, if we need to cancel that, change that, we can, but my thought would be maybe Wednesday, October 4th at 7 p.m. to schedule a final vote. Once we, we'll know better once we see what the changes are.
So if it's minor, we can move forward.
Right.
If it's major,
If it's major, we would have to, that evening, we could accept a new draft, and then we could schedule a public hearing and a final vote on our August 18th regular meeting.
But would that have to go back to county planner first?
It does not need, Gary has stated it does not need to go back to the county planner.
Even if it's a full?
If it's, it would have to be, it would have to be totally
Like
redone for them to go back, but if it's
Okay.
just language change, no.
Okay.
Mhm.
And obviously we can communicate
Right, we'll be able to communicate with them.
through our official publications and then the internet.
Yes,
All right, that was just the clarification I wanted folks to be able to get.
okay. So then could I get a motion to set a special meeting on local law number 3 for a final vote for Wednesday, August,
In October?
October 1st, right, Wednesday, October 4th at 7 p.m. Noel makes the motion. Jen seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that's all we have as it relates to local law number 3 this evening. There's nothing else that I have to report on it. So I'd like to move to our next, is there anything else you want to add, Rachel, anything? No? Good, okay. All right, so the next thing I'd like to consider is authorizing the highway superintendent to order a 2025 18-speed manual transmission Peterbilt dump truck. Now, he sent the estimate last month. We've looked through it. Richard suggested possibly the automatic transmission. However, that costs $12,000 more, and this would replace the 2001 auto cart that seems to have always issues with it. We have, the timetable for it to be here would be August or September of next year if we order it now. In terms of payment of it, we can pay through chips, and they're anticipating a 13% increase next year. We'll see. But we do also have substantial amounts of unappropriated, unassigned fund balance, the result of sales tax, large sales tax credits we've received in the county over the past year. So, and we could also, anyway, we can discuss funding, later in the, so some of that unassigned and unappropriated fund balance could go into a reserve account by the end of the year to pay for a new gun truck. So, but I don't know. Thoughts on moving forward with, or
With the CHIPS program, you're looking at roughly around $200,000 available to use from the CHIPS program for equipment purchase.
right, and as long as we have it for 10 years.
Yeah,
10 years.
anything new like that is figures a 10-year life expectancy.
Right.
Well, you gotta have it.
Right.
So, and I mean, even if you don't use or get all of the CHIPS money that you're anticipating, there's no
Right.
reason you couldn't bond it,
Right.
and pay
Okay,
interest, because I just
Right.
don't wanna to rob everything.
right, I agree.
Just because,
Right.
COVID happens, things
Yeah.
happen, so, but yeah, I mean, I make a motion because, we obviously need the truck and it's gonna be a while, so
Yeah, so,
we're Band-Aiding that one.
The Western Star, I talked to the salesman today, and he's looking in at least 2 years before you can even get the chassis. And then on top of that, you got the body, and the price is gonna go up in that 2-year period. So he couldn't give you a price now that was gonna hold for 2 years down the road. So yeah, the Peterbilt's pretty much, and this truck's been a good truck anyways.
right. It'd be nice to keep things consistent.
Yeah.
I think that's an issue we have now. We have different trucks. So, so can I get a motion to author,
Yeah.
I made the motion?
Yep.
And then no seconds, all in favor?
I-
Aye. Okay, the next item under old business is the updated playground proposal we paid for with our ARPA funds. I have a new estimate of $91,056.70, which that's, $19,000 less than the original estimate. And the difference is they would send their engineers, architects would, to do a supervised build along with the highway department would build it. And Dr. Richard, I know he won't be here next year, but he said that if, they were notified, it would be something they could do. And that will still leave us with, if that's 91,000, it will still leave us, we have about 107 left in ARPA funds, so that will still leave us with 16,000 that we could use for, a pavilion, whatever people.
Or the kitchenette.
Kitchenette, we could use it for the
We think
kitchenette.
that's the kitchenette, maybe get the stairs fixed. Did we ever get an estimate back on that, speaking of old business?
The kitchenette is there.
Both, wasn't Kurt's or whatever.
Yeah, the stairs were, I forget now, around 4,000, but the kitchenette, we don't have a firm estimate on that. No.
Okay, I know we were gonna try to move forward with
With
getting
that,
that
yep,
fixed, but,
yep,
so if you wanna add that to your old business.
right, yeah, we can,
So that would leave us the 16,000,
yeah,
and
in the
you said,
ARPA funds.
you thought it was like 4,000 for the stairs?
It's 4,000 for this, or 4,100, I think, I
We
can
did
check
for the
again, but we
stairs,
could,
okay.
right, we could use the ARPA funds for that,
Yep,
Yep.
and then that still leaves you almost,
12,000.
12,000 to make sure we get Marge's kitchenette in there.
Right, and, right, yeah, so, yeah.
There's gonna be a plaque on there, Marge.
I hope so.
So, but that's my biggest
It's taken a
concern, because
long
then you're
time.
hitting,
Right,
as a rescue center, you're hitting,
Right, you're
you've got
hitting
the
all the
generator,
things.
you've got the kitchenette,
mhm,
and you've got obviously safe entry.
right, exactly.
So, yeah,
It is.
Right. So, and then the only thing they require, they did put us, I talked to him after the last meeting, and he did put us on the schedule. He said it'd be, late April, early May. Would take about 3 weeks, he thought, and they require it as a down payment, 50% of the equipment cost, which would come to $35,851.65. So that's, we'd have to pay that along with me signing the proposal.
Is there a time that they had it pulled back or that it was good for, or no?
It was good for, he made it, well, he gave it to me September 5th, and he said it was good for 15 days, it was valid for 15 days.
Okay, so we'd have to approve.
Right, we'd have to, yeah. So.
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, so question, is it just the highway crew that can build, or can others volunteer?
that I don't know.
That might be a question, if
Right.
community involvement is a possibility, it might free up our highway crew a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's after the semester, I mean,
Right.
might be
Whatever
going
they
down,
wanna
I mean, I
do.
can't do much probably, but,
Right, Yeah.
Get out the grader, do it.
yeah.
You looking at me to volunteer? I don't know.
or do you come
Something
do
I
it?
get done with this.
Yeah.
By next year, I should be
Yeah.
good to go.
So you need a motion,
We made a motion for me to sign the proposal.
Agreement and pay
Agreement,
pay
agreement.
the down payment?
Pay the down payment, yep.
I would make a motion.
Okay, so Holly makes the motion to accept the estimate for architects, the estimate from September 5th, 2023. Holly makes the motion, and then Dan seconds it. All in favor? So then the next, that goes along with that, I need then just look here.
So do you need a motion to transfer?
Yeah, I need a motion to and I just gotta remember the fund numbers. Okay, so I need a motion then to transfer $35,851.65 from the ARPA funds, which is A688, and it'll transfer it into building equipment capital outlay, A1620.2.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Holly makes the motion. No seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's all I have for old business. Is there anything else?
No, so,
All right. So then can I get a motion to close old business?
I'll motion, or Jen,
Jen makes the motion.
I'll second.
Holly seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so now we'll begin with our reports. I'd like to begin with, Dolores, town clerk report.
Okay, there were 13 licenses received for spayed and neutered dogs and 3 for non-spayed and neutered, 5 building permits, and 20 hunting licenses sold with 176 different items. There was a total of $816 received. The state received $771.02. Town receives $44.98 of that money. The total deposit was $1827, and decals, like I said, took $771.02. The town has $1,033.98, and $22 went to New York State Ag and Markets. Also received a letter from the Board of Elections. They've already decided when the elections are going to be in 2024. Residential primary election will be held Tuesday, April 2nd. State and local primary elections will be held Tuesday, June 25th. General election will be held Tuesday, November 5th. All elections are from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So that's all I have.
Thank you. For historian report, do you have anything, Noel?
I did contact the Rise group, made contact, but haven't heard back from them as far as what's stored in the building. As far as the building itself, sort of at a dead end, what to do with it. Nobody, the only person possibly I might remember anything is Mrs. Burgess, who's living, I think, over in Cameron. her son lives in Pleasantville. Stop and ask him if he can prompt her memory. She used to live in our house.
Oh, okay. All right,
She's about the only person old enough
right. Okay.
to have any idea.
Mhm. All right, okay. All right. Then the justice report, Darlene collected $1,515 in fines and forfeitures for the month of August. She is continuing to work on the grant for the justice, and she's also, they've been doing, patrols, speed patrols here, Route 333, quite a few, and she's been signing people off, I guess, if they qualify. I don't know the whole logistics of it, but for the traffic safety diversion program. So we, I guess quarterly, we will receive revenue from that as well. Right. And she did email me, she expects to be able to submit the grant later by Friday, so we'll see. Okay, and then for the dog control report, I just received that from Randy, and I forwarded it on to everyone. He had, let's see, he had two complaints since our last board meeting. That's in the report, just basic. Then for supervisor's report, so end of month closing is complete and it's been sent to the board. The new union contract for the highway department was signed on August 17th. I attended a budget roundtable webinar sponsored by the Association of Towns on September 7th. I attended the Cassell Open House on 9/9. They had several posters on display. I to take photos. I was told that I wasn't allowed copies because they're still in their investigation phase. They did have a poster that showed the PFAS contamination in the soil on land spread fields, and they showed it of up to 8.8 parts per billion. They didn't list the unions on the graph, and I confirmed that with the gentleman from ALS that was there. He has well stated, that this is after 4 years of land spreading, so he wasn't too concerned. And he said, though, everything is within DEC standards, so. But I found that a little concerning. I attended the fire commissioners meeting on September 11th. Noel attended as well. There was a presentation of possible grant opportunities by Southern Tier Planning. It was by Brian Toy and Hannah, I forget her last name, but and it's possible that Hannah's looking into it more, but the fire department does want to apply for some type of grant, and we might be able to get a lighted LED electronic sign here for the town hall added onto that grant. Just the only stipulation is we display something fire related on it. So, but she's looking into that. As well, the past week, the week of 9/4, I received complaints about smell and increased truck traffic on Bonnie Hill Road. I did contact Tim Walsh. He was going to look into it and get back to me, which he never did. DEC officers Baker and Farron did not respond. Officer Baker did respond after a week and a half. I did reach out to Mary and Larry. I got no response from them. John Leslie, though, he did contact me. I got a hold of him, and he stated it was only gravel and that nothing was going out. However, that was contrary to what residents had told me. I received a complaint last Thursday of sludge trucks speeding on Bonnie Hill Road. I spoke with DEC Officer Baker about this. He said he would investigate the trucking company to make sure they had all the permits in order to haul sludge, and that if anyone sees speeding trucks, to call 911 or call the DEC hotline at the number listed in the agenda. And I also would like to just let everyone know that board meetings will now be posted to our YouTube channel, and the URL link is there. And going forward, I will make sure the meetings will be recording us, not the public. I know the last meeting you could see the public, but we'll be sure it's only the camera is only on us. Okay, the next is the code enforcer report. Nick.
Oh, let's see, for last month, we did 2 permits with a $24,200 value, collected 115 fees. Year to date puts us 14 permits with $1,133,854 in value, with $1,400 in fees collected. For last month, we issued 1 certificate of occupancy. We have 3 new manufactured homes going in here very soon. 1 on County Route 12, 1 on 24, possibly 2 on 24, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
Okay, thanks. Okay, and then Highway Superintendent report, Richard.
Okay, water washes on Smith and Lewis roads had to be repaired due to a heavy rainstorm. A blind ditch was installed at the end of Helms Road to try to keep the water that comes down the privately owned roadway from washing the road. 4 days were spent hauling gravel to the Star Road project. The drive on Star Road was extended 10 foot. I received quotes from Suit Coat and Vestal Asphalt for the oil and stone projects on Bonnie Hill and Star Roads. Suit Coat was $96,348.80, and Vestal Asphalt was $80,000, $585.84, a difference of $15,762.96. This is the first time since 2010 that Vestal was interested in giving us a quote. We will be going with Vestal Asphalt. First course will be done today and the second tomorrow. The 50-foot cross pipe was replaced on Harrison Road. The county paving crew paved 250 feet up Bonnie Hill Road from the intersection of Route 11 and 100 feet in on the Star Road from the intersection of Route 333 for us. We flagged for them and put shoulders on it. A tree that had fallen across Reed Hill Road had to be removed. 3 days were spent hauling in 1,263.52 ton of road sand from ST Coots. 45 load of creek gravel was hauled to the bottom of Shawty Road from the shop, and 500 ton of screen gravel was hauled in from ST Coots to cover it. The fall grading is underway. Potholes are being patched. South Hill Bridge has passed the New York State inspection, and there are no weight restrictions. A section of rail that is bad will be replaced. Air chamber was placed on the 01 auto car and the 06 Sterling dump truck.
Any questions for Richard?
The roads are nice, thank you.
Pardon?
The roads are nice, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Can I get a motion to accept the reports? Dan makes the motion, Holly seconds it, all in favor? Aye. Okay, so then new business. So the first thing is, we have some budget modifications that need to be done. The first is that I need to transfer $133.93 from the contingency fund A 1990.4 to the assessor's contractual A 1355.4. All right. Your motion to do that?
Motion.
Okay, Hyde makes a motion, Noel seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
The second is, seeing as though we have, it seems 16,000, well, had extra in ARPA funds, I'd like to use, we do have money in building equipment, but I thought we could use that money to pay for the computer as well as the webcam, to transfer it from there. So I would have to get a motion to transfer $635.98 for the computer computer and the webcam from our ARPA funds, A688, to building equipment 1620.2. Noel makes the motion. Jen seconds it. All in favor?
And just make sure with that ARPA funds that we're tracking it and do the ARPA report,
Right.
because that's by justification, which virtual meetings, it should be fine.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, you'll want to keep that kind of handy,
Okay.
make your report easier.
And then the last was, I'd like to transfer, where we don't have any money left in the legal advertising line item. And we're gonna have to do more advertising before the end of the year. So I would, I need a motion that, I think $750 will do it for the rest of the year. So I thought, and the shopper have raised their rate 6%. They did send me a notice on that, so. So could I get a motion to transfer $750 from the contingency fund to A 1990.4 to legal advertising 1989.4? Jen makes the motion. Noel seconds it. All in favor? Aye. The next is, I'd like to consider issuing the code enforcer, Nick, a key to the meeting room. I thought he could, he currently, our previous code enforcer had all the files at his home. I mean, when Nick came, he now has them in his home. They should be stored in town hall, and I was thinking we could put a filing cabinet in this room adjacent to the bathroom, and he could just come in here and leave his files. So.
Do we have a fireproof cabinet or no?
We do, I don't know, are they all being used in their doors and,
I know. But the justice fund too, she's writing the grant.
She could add on
She could
another,
potentially,
yeah,
add,
or she could trade out hers.
because hers are old.
Right,
so,
hers are old, so you could take
Just,
one.
that you might want fireproof,
Right.
being that it's next to the furnace room. Just
Right.
saying, that might be a good
That's
option.
a good idea, yeah. Okay. Okay, so then, can I get a motion to issue our code enforcer, Nick Knowlton, a key to the meeting room? Dan makes the motion.
I'll second.
Ali seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next thing is tonight, we're not going to discuss it, we'll set a budget workshop, but I've prepared for the board, as well as Dolores, the 2024 tentative budget. This is budget I put together based on the, talking with department heads, various vendors of what we will need for next year for appropriations. My copy for you. And the copy will be on file with with Dolores. This won't be posted on the website. This is strictly tentative, and we'll need to set a budget workshop. We need to set like two. I was thinking the first one we could set for October 4th. Just do it. If we end up having a special meeting and follow it with a budget workshop to go through this. Okay.
So we probably should just set the 2 dates, and then what we've always done is cancel the second one if we don't need it.
Okay.
It's just easier
So
to
then
have that on the record now.
right. So then we probably want the other one to be then maybe the following Wednesday on the 11th, so we could accept this as a preliminary budget or October meeting.
Yeah, probably. I'm just double checking. Yep.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I don't have anything that conflicts on the 11th.
Okay. So then, can I?
What time are you gonna want them at?
Well, so if we do our special meeting at 7, I guess we can just advertise it for 7:15 or 7.
Yeah.
And then the one on the 11th can be at 7. It starts 7.
So that one starts at 7, the one before 7:15?
7, say 7:15, yeah. then, all right. So can I get a motion to set our 2020, or our budget workshops for the 2024 budget? The first one for Wednesday, October 4th at 7:15, and the second one for Wednesday, October 11th at 7 p.m. Dan makes the motion. All seconds it. All in favor? Aye.
Can I have one request?
Yeah.
Can you send me the Excel file?
Yeah, I can. I will. Yep.
I work in Excel.
Yeah, okay,
That's
that's fine.
just easier for me, but
That's
if you don't
fine.
mind, thank you.
Yep, I'll send it to you. Yep. All right. And then, the last thing is, and this is just something to think about, in the coming month is, last month we had an individual inquire about some type of Thurston Hometown Hero program. I did contact the company in Pennsylvania that the towns in the area use. He basically said, it's something that's handled through the town clerk. She collects the money. When we have 10 individuals that want a banner, they send out an order. And he said, basically all we do is that, for the town, we would just have to select some type of, if we wanted to participate, we just select some type of banner design that we would use for the town. And then he gave me the breakdown. The standard banners that they use are 24 inch by 48 inch, and those are $105. And then the mounting brackets total $70. So roughly it's $175 for that. Yeah, times 10. So it's a matter of, this is, we're doing the budget. There's the determination if we just collect the money and then hang them up for the individuals, or if we fund it in some way. But that's something we can think about, talk about.
Yeah, plus
Yeah.
be done right now.
Yeah, doesn't have to be done at this moment, but there have been a couple individuals that have inquired to me, that they've held off for getting the camp out. They'd like to do something here, so I don't.
I think it'd be nice to do something.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's something to discuss.
Okay, so we'll discuss that further. Think about it this month and discuss it further next month. Okay. Anything else for new business? No, go ahead.
Is part of that advertising, is that for the bar person as well?
Before
assessment review.
Right, well, we can bring that, we can just talk about that. So first of all, George Whitbread, his term on bar expires next September 30th, and he's not going to be, running for another term. He did want to leave. I talked to him to just finishing out his term, so he will be doing it one more year. I talked to Wendy Jordan, and she said she was saying that in the coming year, like February, March, to begin advertising for a new bar member, but
You gotta have the first Steve before that. They take their training in February.
But what she was saying, though, that he would get on, like, for whoever, he or she, whoever it is, they get on the bar, and then they would do their training prior to, like, May. They do it in February of 2025, this would be.
Steve's not gonna do it in 2024.
Oh, Steve's not doing it?
Steve's
Okay,
not.
I tried to get a hold of him, I thought, okay, so that's, all right, well, then that's something to,
And that,
and then something you have to consider.
we can't, the assessors themselves can't really be involved in this.
Well, then,
So
okay, that I didn't know. Okay, so then
that's what
that's
he
something.
told me. is-
Well, then I will make sure I reach out to him this month, and then we can decide how, and yeah, just confirm he's not gonna do it, and then in October we can do something, get out some advertising, start. Yeah, if he's not gonna do it, then we can,
Yeah,
figure
that's
something
what he
out.
told me.
Okay, all right, I did try calling him and he didn't
Yeah, so,
respond, so I will.
yeah, I think I have an email to him.
Oh, yeah, maybe, that'd be good, okay,
I'm just,
Yeah.
we need at least two.
yeah,
whole thing.
Yep, okay,
So they might be covered still,
yep,
but I don't know who'd want it.
okay. All right, yep, sounds good, all right, yep.
So I'm not clear, did you set the date for October 4th, or are you gonna do that later?
We have set the date for October 4th for the special meeting. We will, when we come out of the executive session, we will announce if we're going to sign with Earth Justice to represent us, yes. So that will be, we're going to,
And then October 4th can be an update either way.
well, on the October 4th is going to be an update either way.
Either we're going to accept it or
Either we're going to accept it or we will, right,
start over.
yep. So yeah, it's possible depending on in the coming week or, 2 weeks, depending on the changes they make to it. If they're minor wording changes, then we can still accept it and have a final vote on it on October 4th. Anything else for new business? Okay. Can I get a motion to close new business? Noel makes motion.
I'll second.
Ali seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, at this time, we will move to executive session to discuss litigation as well as personnel matters. Okay, thanks. Yeah.